Hi guys! Welcome to Dear Dame Diaries. For today's episode, we will talk about the question, is it time to move abroad or should I just stay in the Philippines? So yesterday, I had a friend who sent me a message. Sabi niya, before ba naisip mo na makakatira ka sa Europe? Paano mo siya ine-embrace ngayon? And like how many years do you see yourself na nandyan? Also, very bold itong decision na gagawin ko. Kaya naman nagtatanong-tanong ako, baka bugso lang ito ng damdamin. Ang dami ko ring worries. Paano kapag pinauwi ang mga Pinoy? Warrior talaga ako. This is actually one of my inspirations in creating this Spotify page. I'm not the best in giving advice, but I love it when my friends come to me, especially when they're about to make decisions. Again, I'm not an expert. Please follow at your own risk, but I'll try my best to give you a balanced insights to help you decide on the things that really matter. So for the first question, kung naisip ko ba na makakatira ako in Europe? And the answer is 100% no. So we've been living abroad for the past 5 years. We're currently based here in the UK. Just to give you an idea, we moved out of the Philippines in 2018. That's the time that we also got married. The reason why we moved abroad is because my husband luckily got a job offer. So our first country is actually Singapore. So we moved in Singapore in 2018. It's a very, very long story, guys. So maybe I'll share some of the details in my next episode. So for the first question, kung na-imagine ko ba yung sarili ko na living in the Europe? The answer is 100% no. It's really, really not our plan. Wala siya sa plano namin. Ever since, kahit ng mga we're still boyfriend, girlfriend during that time, kung ano yung mga plans namin to move abroad or something, wala talaga yung Europe. Because it's such a big dream. Parang happy na kami sa Singapore. It's a perfect country for us already. But dun papasok yung masasabi natin na God's plan is always bigger and better than our plans because UK was really out of the picture. But then, God led us to it. And because God led us to it, every time na nalulungkot ako, na-embrace ko siya by thinking na how many people yung may ganitong dreams to move abroad. And here we are, living the dream. Diba? Parang we're so blessed. Hindi lahat may opportunities. And a lot of people, a lot of families wants to migrate. And I know a lot of people na sobrang gumagastos talaga. We've heard stories, especially mga OFW, nung mga unang panahon, 'di ba, na kapag para makapag-abroad sila, they will have to sell their kalabaw or isasangla nila yung lupa nila. And we didn't have to go through those process. Although, syempre, marami kaming hardships when we move abroad. But we're so lucky in that category. Because of that, I embrace it with full heart na, oh my God, I'm so very, very blessed talaga. So, instead of dwelling on the negative side na, I'm homesick, namimiss ko yung mga Pinoy food, I was dwelling on the positive side of it na UK has a free healthcare. Whatever happens, pag nagkasakit kami, we didn't have to pay for anything. Just a few months ago, my father-in-law got sick and the bill was around 200K. So, my husband and his siblings, nag-ambagan talaga sila para mabayaran yung bill na yon. Imagine, if wala kang pera sa Pilipinas, sobrang hirap. Sobrang hirap maging mahirap sa Pilipinas. And in the UK, even if you don't have money, kapag kailangan mo magpagamot, you will be treated sa hospitals for free. Aside from that, one of the best things in living in the UK is yung proximity mo around the European countries, and because of that, we've been very blessed to be able to travel around Europe. So we've started in Poland, we're currently in France right now, and next week we will be in Switzerland. We also have plans to visit some more countries in the coming months. And yung fare niya, parang piece of fare lang. Kumbaga sa Pilipinas, para ka lang nag-Cebu, nag-Davao. So it's like a local It's like a local travel. So those are the perks. Also, in the future, if we will have kids, they will be very blessed to study abroad. Sobrang ganda ng education nila, especially in the UK or around Europe, 'di ba? Parang international studies. So those are the things that we really consider, and we are grateful for those things. So for the second question naman, like how many years do you see yourself na nandyan ka? There are times na naisip namin, we should still retire in the Philippines. Iba pa rin talaga na babalik ka sa sarili mo bansa. However, yung pinaka-worry lang namin is just, syempre, kapag retirement age ka na, yan na rin lumalabas yung mga sakit mo. And of course, sakit means you need to be hospitalized, and hospitalization means you have to spend money. And we don't want na maubos kung ano man yung mga ipon or pera na meron kami for hospital bills. So, yun, pinag-iisipan namin, but right now, we are in our stage na parang we want to settle here until we get old. Nandun kami sa ganun. But again, it might change in the future, but that's something that we need to discuss pa rin. And about dun sa topic na ang bold naman ang decision ko nito, natatakot ako na umalis sa comfort zone, bugso lang ito ng damdamin. So I remember when I was still single, siguro how many years back, na gusto ko na talaga mag-abroad during that time. Parang may something na gusto ko umalis ng Pilipinas. I'm tired of siksikan sa MRT, sa LRT, yung traffic araw-araw, yung baha sa tuwing umuulan. I'm tired of the government and all those things. I'm tired of the low salary. Parang kahit anong kahit mo, you will not get rich. Parang nasa ganun ako before. And I really want to experience the world, but hindi siya nangyari, unfortunately, during that time. But if you will ask me now, one of the greatest advice that I will give to the youth, especially mga single in the house, if you have the opportunity to go abroad now, this is the best time for you. Why? Because it will be harder to move abroad if you are married. Once you are married, para sa akin, you need to go abroad together with your family. So your wife, your husband, and your kids. I am very pro abroad, but I am pro family as well. And we've heard stories ng mga nasisirang family because of long distance relationship. Again, not everyone. Maraming families pa rin naman ang matatag sa pagsubok ng buhay. But if you will really ask me now, being single abroad is the best thing ever. As in, mag-enjoy ka talaga. Especially if you go to Europe. Dati I was like, no fam, Filipino lang. Pero ngayon, grabe guys, ang daming cute, ang daming magaganda sa ibang bansa. And aside from that, iba rin yung culture nila. So, you need to open yourself to more possibilities. Sobrang matutuwa ka when you go abroad. Kasi, for a very long time that I've been in the Philippines, kapag nasa Pinas ka lang, parang, ito lang yung mundo. But once you go abroad, kahit yung mga Japan lang and all, doon mo ma-realize na, ay, grabe, sobrang laki talaga ng mundo. And I'm not sure right now kung ano yung tamang stats, but I think it used to be like around 7 billion people. And imagine, if you are single, there's 7 billion people in the world. That stats is enough for you to realize. If you're looking for the right one, he's out there or she's out there. So, aside from that as well, yung friendship na mabibuild mo when you go abroad is so much different. Like before going to the UK, we live in Malaysia, and I can really tell you na yung mga tinitreasure kong friends ngayon are those friends that I had abroad. So it's really amazing. One of the best things na may experience mo. And also, going abroad is something that I recommend for single people specifically because dun ka talaga matututo. Like, I don't know how to cook before. Not because mayaman kami, but because my parents sobrang maalaga. Like, gigising ka, we have food, and then yung mga damit namin, nakahanda na, naglalabas. So, never ko naging problema kung may damit ba ako. So, the bed sheets are always replaced. Yung mama ko sobrang asikaso talaga. So, when we move abroad, natuto talaga ako magluto. As in, hindi talaga ako marunong magluto nung single pa ako, nung dalaga pa ako. But I learned to be independent. I learned to fix the house. I learned everything. I learned everything talaga when we move abroad. And such a learning experience to everyone. And then kapag kasama mo naman yung family mo, mas masaya because, you get to experience these things together. And sobrang sarap maging bata sa abroad kasi yung playground nila, ang babaw ko but the playground, kasi in the Philippines, especially if hindi naman maganda area na tinitirhan niya, ganyan, wala talaga maayos na playground for kids. But abroad, like here in the UK or around Europe, talaga may mga playground for kids where they can run, they can play with kids, ganun. So, it's really amazing. Ang daming library, especially in Singapore, one of the best things that I really appreciate. Ang dami dong libraries, mga free public libraries to that you can go there. So, ang sarap maging bata, even maging matanda. Kasi, ang daming accessible na good things for the people. Also, one thing na I really appreciate living abroad is their transport system. Like what I said, nung natrabaho ko sa Pinas, isa sa pinaka nagpapalungkot sa akin everyday is yung traffic. You have to endure 2 hours sa traffic going to your work. And then another 2 to 3 hours sa gabi, lalo na kapag umulan pa. Grabe yung siksikan sa LRT, MRT. Actually, sa Pilipinas pa lang ako naka-encounter na magkaiba yung girls sa boys. Kasi nga, sobrang siksikan, mamamanya ka rin. I'm so sorry to say that. But yeah, but here, hindi mo siya ma-experience. Kahit sobrang daming tao, grabing efficiency ng transport system nila. So that's really something that you should consider when you want to move abroad. And about naman dun sa worries, what if paano pag pinauwi yung mga Pinoy? So that's also one of the reason why we should go abroad in the legal way possible. Alam ko marami pa rin sa atin nakikipagsapalaran na, tourist muna ako and then I will find job. I don't have the right to judge those people. For sure, mahirap yung mga ganong klaseng way to go abroad. I salute everyone na nakahanap ng trabaho and then finally nag-illegal na sila. But it's not something that I will recommend because whatever happens, if you go abroad na legal yung mga papers mo, hindi ka naloko or nandaya, so the embassy will have the ability to protect you. So please, as much as possible, umalis tayo ng Pinas ng maayos ang papers natin. It's for you as well. Para sa'yo yan. So, wala kang worry. Alam mo yun, makakatulog ka na mahimbing na hindi ka nagtatago. But again, and lastly, dun sa topic na natatakot ako umalit sa comfort zone ko, what if hindi siya mag-work? This is something that I will tell everyone as well. Although I encourage people to go abroad for some reason, I also acknowledge the fact that moving abroad is not for everyone. Definitely not for everyone. And hindi porket nasa abroad kami, we are the happier people. Mas masaya kami. I remember having this one friend na sobrang happy lang siya sa Pinas. Andun lang siya and then she doesn't dream of going abroad. And I really like that. Alam mo yun, happy siya eh. So, it's not for everyone. If wala sa puso mo to move abroad, okay ka naman sa Pinas. Masaya ka with your family. Ayaw mo malayo and meron ka namang stable job. Then, that's okay. That's your choice. But, if gusto mo lang talaga, if it's in your heart to move abroad, then go for it. So, I think the bottom line is, listen to your heart kung ano yung gusto mo, hindi yung kung ano yung gusto ng ibang tao. Because, if you do it because you want it, mas kakayanin mo whatever happens abroad. So, kung meron mga pagsubok abroad, like yung homesickness, or kung mahirapan ka maghanap ng trabaho, kakayanin mo siya. Parang everyday, you will wake up na, kaya ko to because I really want it. Diba? Kapag gusto natin isang bagay, mas iba yung drive natin talaga. So, if that's what you want, I suggest go for it. But again, pray for it. Pag-isipan mo. Also, please guys, consider all the pros and cons when moving abroad. There's a lot of it. There's a lot to consider financially, emotionally. Please talk about it, especially if you have a partner. Really talk about it. Like what I said, for married people, I really recommend going abroad with your partner and your children. Iba pa rin yung buong pamilya. And to all those single, so ikaw, kung anong gusto mo, but I really support going abroad for those single para matuto ka rin to be independent, to be on your own. If hindi masaya, di balik ka sa Pilipinas. Wala namang problem. So, That's for today's episode. I hope you learned something and let me know what topic would you like to discuss. Thank you. Bye.